Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avataravaristhaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. The master continued after the song, faith, faith, faith. Once a guru said to his pupil, Rama alone has become everything. When a dog began to eat pupil's bread, he said to it, O Rama, wait a little, I shall butter your bread. Such was his faith in the words of Guru. Whatever Guru says, the disciple matches to the words of Guru and visualizes things to the extent it is real. The idea enters, it matures into thoughts. Thoughts slowly grow into contemplation. Contemplation makes the soul accept the things, the truth behind it, even before one realizes the truth. The truth is conceived and then is contemplated, and this contemplation makes the total acceptance of the truth without being realized. Acceptance. I accept the truth that everything has become God. Now, from the contemplation state of total acceptance, the visualizations begin. In visualization, we try to simulate the thing and see, and slowly it develops into meditation, where the reality shines forth, reveals itself to us. So here, the total acceptance of the words through the contemplation, and total acceptance of the truth, because it has come from the Guru's mouth. He accepts it because he has accepted him to be his Guru. Once we accept a Guru, and before acceptance, you can test the Guru in any way you want. But once the Guru is accepted, it has to be total giving, total. In Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, we see, once you accept the Guru, he says, test me, watch me, wait upon me. And if you accept me, come away. And once he accepts the Guru, he has given himself totally to Guru. Now whatever the Guru wants, he can do. He can make him stand whole of his life in one place till his body dries up. He says, stand there. He has to he will simply stand because he has given himself. He has given all his freedom, surrender to the Guru to that extent. Before one accepts the Guru, then the doubt should never enter. This kind of faith, Sri Ramakrishna says, worthless people do not have any faith. They always doubt. Worthless when we say worthless, he is not able to achieve in the present life the whole lifespan. If he struggles, his nature is such, doubting everywhere. In psychology also it is considered as one of the greatest obstructions to the individual's progress. And for his prosperity, and for everything doubting. A person comes, he wants to talk something, he wants to tell something good. The moment he opens his mouth, this person starts doubting. Why? Why is that? So here we see that many of the things we visualize, that even the small doubts, is he going to exploit me? Just casually is talking. Why did he say like this? Why did he talk like this? These doubts. In psychology, these small doubts also create great obstruction in the evolution, because doubts come under the negativity, positive approach and negative approach. We are approaching with doubt, then it becomes a negativity. Negativity does not bear fruit. When worthless people, when we say his nature is such, the rest of the life he struggles to acquire, to get rid of the doubts, he can't. And when negativity is there, there is no positive evolution, there is no positive anything, he cannot attain anything positive in his life. Somehow he can pull on the life and live as long as his karmic load exists. But if he cannot, man must wake up to the situations of life, must be able to conquer any things that stand in his way. That kind of strength, vigor, the capability he has to manifest. If it is not there, it won't be successful. Here we see those people we call worthless. Not that they will be worthless at all times. Life and time makes man understand and get the truth. But doubts do not disappear completely till one realizes the self. All doubts do not go. Some doubts do remain. One realizes self. Atma Jnana with Atma Jnana, we have seen little earlier, Vidyade Hridaya Grantischa. The knots of the heart get set asunder, they break through. Kshiyante chasya karmani, all his karmas all his doubts get dissolved. So that state of existence, with that all doubts. But these doubts that stand in the path of the sadhaka, these doubts should not be there. In genuine love of God, there is no desire. In genuine love of God, there is no desire. Only through such love does one speedily realize God. Attainment of supernatural powers and so on, these are desires. Now, in genuine love of God, there is no desire. When a sadhaka or a devotee loves God, what would be his state? Love, the term love itself means sacrifice. In love, if there is desire to be fulfilled, it remains no more love. It is like a business. This love is trying to fulfill my own desires, then it is no more, remains love. So in pure love, genuine love of God, there is no desire. Only through such love does one speedily realize God. Where there is giving and giving alone, giving and giving alone. Love is a constant sacrifice. Spiritual life itself, when you begin the spiritual life means it is a sacrifice. No more seeking of anything of this world. Only desire is to realize God. Only desire is to transcend the nature and go beyond. How shall I come out of the prison house of this nature? How shall I enter into the realm transcendental where I have freedom and freedom alone, bliss and bliss alone, peace and peace alone? These are not considered as desires because I am going back to my source. I am going back to my originality. I live a special life. And only through such love does one realize God. Attainment of supernatural powers and so on. These are the desires. What are the desires that I try to acquire? Attainment of supernatural powers and so on. These are the desires. Krishna once said to Arjuna, "Friend, you cannot realize God if you acquire even one of the 8 supernatural powers. They will only add a little to your power." Actually, we have infinite power within. The power to conquer nature, to go beyond the nature. What more do we want? That much is there within. And at the lowest level of our present life, we see we have certain powers. I can see, I can go, I can walk, I can know, I can cognize. All these powers I have. And a little more power is added to it with the Ashtasiddhis. I can disappear from people. I can make myself very heavy, Anima, Mahima, and all these powers. 8 powers basic. There are 64 powers and all that. Even the basic of the 8 powers, Ashtasiddhis, even if you have one, you cannot realize God. It is a binding from which it will be difficult for you to escape. See, small enjoyments of the world man is not able to give up. A small habits like smoking, drinking, a person finds it extremely difficult to give up these small enjoyments and habits of the life. What to speak of the supernatural powers if he acquires. But it ends with the life. As he becomes old, he will be lying down on the bed, uncared for, not being attended to. Who is there at that time? What the powers can do? None of the powers work at that time. We will not have the mental capacity even to remember the power that we have and how to make it manifest from within. It is as good as knowing a few things, like you know very good driving, you know very good swimming. When old age comes, you are on the deathbed, you cannot use it. You can no more do driving nor swimming. All your knowledge stays back. All your capability stays back. They will add a little to your power. Tantric. Sir, why don't the rituals of Tantra bear fruits nowadays? Not only Tantra, all the Vedic spiritual practices also, and the Tantric spiritual practices, almost all the whole of Hindu ritualistic part is from the Tantras. The Agamas, Tantras descend to the practical aspect as agamas. Shaiva agama, Shakta agama, Vaishnava agama. All these agamas are drawn forth from the Tantras. Vedas and Tantras. Vedas, this is like science, Tantras are like technology. So, from Tantras, we derive all these, our day-to-day worship, Sandhya Vandana that we do, meditation, Jnana, Bhakti, all these paths to God, all the adopted ritualistic part as well as the philosophical part, adopted to the practical aspect are from Tantras. Why do these do not bear fruit? Now, suppose I do a homa, I invoke some god, and I have something to attain. Now, small in spiritual life, it's pure spiritual life. I want to have total control over my mind. I want to keep my mind calmly throughout the day, and I want to meditate when mind should not go anywhere except the object of meditation. Years of practice, I am not able to achieve that state of remaining undisturbed under all circumstances of life. A sadhaka feels that, oh, I have been doing, morning I get up, I attend to my small things, day-to-day things, then I sit for meditation for an hour, do my all spiritual practices before and after that. But where is the self-control? Where is the mind control? I could not attain much. Each sadhaka feels that this is not getting the results, expected results. Master, why don't we get, he is asking. Master is replying, it is because the people cannot practice them with absolute correctness and devotion. Devotion, totally. Devotion means I am giving myself entirely to that. Now, I say, I get up in the morning, I sit for an hour, before that and after that, I will be continuing my spiritual practices. Now, how much of truth is there in it? How much of dedication is there? Are you totally sincere to that? Holy Mother uses two important terms. Yesterday we saw Satyata and Samagrata. When you do your spiritual practice, when you sit for meditation or japa, when you do the sankalpa, I am going to do the japa now. The moment you go and sit, do you totally, is it true that you are sitting for japa or meditation? If you are sitting for japa or meditation truly, then there should not be any problem for you. Your mind cannot run about here and there, do anything or seek anything. It will be calmly sitting. Satyata is there. If it is truth, if it is true that you are sitting for meditation, if it is true that you are sitting for dhyana or for japa, if you are sitting, then it must be truth. And do you give samagrata? Do you give yourself totally to that unconditionally? Have you given yourself totally? Is you totally giving means I integrate my personality. Now when I sit for meditation, my mind is somewhere, my body is somewhere, I am thinking something, doing something, my heart is set on something, my heart is weeping for certain things. Now my personality is split. It has become many parts moving about in various directions. Do I integrate them? Can I bring them together? And where I am sitting for meditation, is my mind there? Is my heart there? Is my whole being given to there? This is the totality of giving. This is called devotion. Devotion is where my entire being He is totally given only to that and nothing else. That is devotion. So Thakur says, because people cannot practice them with absolute correctness. Guru says, sit in a calm posture. Drop all the thoughts of the past, present and future. And only think of your Ishtadevata. And then begin the japa. Feel the intense living presence of your God, Ishtadevata, and begin the japa. Now, how much of correctness, with absolute correctness, are you able to do it with absolute correctness? The Guru has told to sit in a proper posture, bring the mind to absolute calmness, drop away your past awarenesses, present awarenesses, future awarenesses, all drop away. And then begin your japa. Now, with the same correctness, absolute correctness, do you sit? Do you drop away your past awarenesses, present awarenesses, future awarenesses, all drop away? Do you do it for absolute correctness, that no more thoughts of the past, present or future is going to come? Yes, that's what is expected. So we don't do that. We understand, but we do not implement it with absolute correctness. We must be slowly building up from within that nature of working at every level with absolute correctness. When you are writing something, when you are eating something, when you are doing day-to-day activities of life, with that absolute correctness, it must become a habitual. When you sit for meditation also, you are doing with that. Otherwise, my nature overpowers. My nature is to neglect, not to attend to the absolute correctness, absolute perfection, absolute preciseness, that precisely doing with all deliberation. I consciously do it, deliberately do it. That kind of, it must become habit. We don't do, because people cannot practice them with absolute correctness and devotion. Devotion is total giving of myself to it. That's why we don't get fruit of that. In conclusion, the Master said, love of God is the one essential thing. Love of God is one essential thing. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I was talking to something. Should I do this? Should I do this way? In meditation, this problem comes. In japa, that problem comes. There are solutions for all that. You can't do it. My mind doesn't sit in meditation. Yes, there is a thing. But you can't follow it. It is beyond your capacity. And what ultimately, what amounts to, do you love God? The whole thing is, basis is, finally we tell, what is lacking in you is not your concentration, this, that. You don't feel it important. Nothing, you don't love. If love is there, deep within you, for any object of this world, you will see that whole being rushes to it. In spite of all situations and conditions in which you are placed. Even body may not be ready to dedicate. But you will see here that love is driving you in spite of all opposite conditions to give yourself to it entirely. A mother who is afraid of a cockroach in home or a rat she is not able to face will face a tiger if her child is being carried away. So where from that courage came, where from that strength comes, is she loves her child. She cannot remain parting from that. All that happens only through love. Master, in conclusion, Master is telling, love of God is the one essential thing. If it is there, everything is all right. A true lover of God has nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. He is aware that the Divine Mother knows everything. Actually, the moment the love appears, the individual ego and reasoning capacity along with logic starts disappearing. The individual ego, I love someone, then my individual ego is dissolving. Reasoning and logic doesn't present itself. 100 people may oppose it. Every person comes and gives, no, you should not love, you should not do this. And they give proper logic behind that. What is be the consequence? This, that, everything. But mind doesn't accept. Intellect doesn't accept because power of heart is always overpowers the logic. You cannot convince. Logic and reasoning do not stand in front of love. And ego also dissolves with it. He has nothing to worry about because the faith and love, he is aware that divine is exactly, he is becoming like a child. When the ego is not there, reasoning power and logic ceases from the intellect. He is becoming like a child. He holds on to the object of love, like a helpless child holding on to the Divine Mother, and with all trust and faith. How much trust and faith a child has on its mother. At the same time, the intensity, dependence, all this spontaneously appear in a person if he has love for God. Everything. The cat handles the mouse one way, but its own kitten a very different way. Now with the same claws, the cat is carrying a small kitten to be placed elsewhere. It is picking up with the same claws, and then with same teeth she holds, the mother cat holds and takes it, the same baby. When she sees a rat, her prey, with the same claws, with the same teeth, she is tearing it away. How it's different. Sri Ramakrishna says the cat handles the mouse. Similarly, the God and the same thing. We have the same heart, same body, same tendencies, but when it is applied to the divine, it takes an entirely different course. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.